Okay. Good evening, guys. Uh, this is Pawan from MGMITTraining, guys. Good evening, and thanks for joining with such a short notice. So from morning I was not feeling well, and that's why I could not give you enough heads up. So still, some people confirm they're joining last month itself. Okay, so like they're waiting from almost 1 month. There are few people who are waiting from more than a month actually. Manvita is waiting from more than a month, and Swapnil more than 20 days. So thanks for that, guys. Thanks for waiting so long. Right. So today, we will start this January 2025 batch. Happy New Year, guys, everyone. First of all, so we'll start this
Happy New
evening
Year.
batch with these standard timings as 8 to 9 p.m. So for initial 10 demo sessions, it will be 8 to 9 p.m. So so for the first 10 hours, first 10 sessions, it will be performance testing fundamentals, guys. So once I complete those performance testing fundamentals, then once we start the scripting JMeter tool, with JMeter tool, we'll be having from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Okay, is that fine for everyone? Are the timings okay for everyone, guys?
Okay with me.
All right.
Okay, Bharat.
Okay, so I had created one Google Classroom, and those who paid fees were already added to this Google Classroom, guys. Those who are, those who received that, to your mail, to your Gmail, please accept the invite. So this is this Google Classroom. I know I'll be giving assignments over here. Okay. So we'll be, once we start, even before we start scripting, I'll be giving any assessments or assignments over here. Sorry, I'll be giving scripting assignments and and any other assignments over here in the Google Classroom. So please accept the invite. Those who received it, those who paid fees and confirmed their joining. So we're added here. So please accept the invite, guys. All right. So yeah. So before I start the demo, so we are running both online and offline, guys. However, as this is late night or late evening, sorry, late evening. We can call it as late evening time batch. So we don't have a online for this one. So, but if we are running couple of classroom and both classroom and online classes, guys. So we started one batch for LoadRunner and Dynatrace in the morning timings. The batch timings are 11 to 12, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. IST, guys. So if anyone is interested to for LoadRunner as well, if anyone want to join in parallel, right? So I am about to complete the fundamental topics, and I'm going to start LoadRunner scripting from day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, or from next week mostly. Okay, because there is one more session on performance testing fundamentals which I need to complete. So once I complete it, I will be starting this scripting from Monday onwards, guys. So please let me know if anyone is and so some of you joined that batch as well. I remember that but if anyone is interested to join in parallel LoadRunner and JMeter in parallel, so you can, and if anyone is looking for even classroom training, so you can come from Monday onwards. The batch timings are 11 to 12. Those are the standard timings that are mentioned here, guys. Okay. So we are done with the fundamental concepts, basics in that batch, in the December batch. And I'm about to start LoadRunner. I did not start LoadRunner tool yet in that batch. Clear, guys, or any queries? So
Clear, Bharat.
those who are not working, I suggest you to join both in parallel, so that you can complete both the tools in parallel, and also you'll be able to correlate, concepts in both LoadRunner and JMeter, right? So that would, but if you are working, if anyone is working, I strongly suggest you to join one after another, one tool after another, right? So, however, LoadRunner and JMeter are mandatory. If you see any JD, I'll quickly give a walkthrough of the current openings as well in today's session. So this is our Amirpet classroom, guys, in Hyderabad. So this is the first pick is our Amirpet classroom, and this is our Madhapur classroom. Okay, and we are running both online and offline training as you see here. Okay, so we have this online training as well as offline training as well, in-person training or offline training as well. And please save my WhatsApp number, guys, so that you'll receive notifications on our next batches or any. Whenever we get some bulk openings, I am posting on my Instagram page, and I will be sharing a link on in my WhatsApp status. Okay, so please please save my WhatsApp number. Okay, so one second, guys. All right. So please save my WhatsApp number, and this is my WhatsApp number, guys, 90592193999. So please save this WhatsApp number, and also please follow our Insta page where we are sharing a lot of openings, guys. Referral openings particularly. Okay. Referral openings as well as some openings which I am collecting from different sources like LinkedIn and Naukri. So please follow Insta page. You also may be having. I know that every one of you should be having LinkedIn account. So, however, I get more openings and more referrals basically, because the number of connections that I am having is on LinkedIn connections that I am having is around 4,000 plus. Okay. So obviously I'll be getting more openings, guys. So please follow our Insta page if you want to receive those openings, referral openings particularly. All right. So the number of connections that I am having, LinkedIn connections that I am having is around, like 4,000 plus. Where can we see the connections, guys? Anyone? My network, right? Yeah. Here you can see like, the number of LinkedIn connections that I am having and contacts. All right, guys. So I'll be sharing a lot of, so by the time you wake up in the morning, you'll see at least, 4 to 5 openings. Right now, from the past 10 days, as this, that December is after Christmas, it is lean period till Jan 2nd, till today. So that's why you'll see less number of posts in my Insta page. But however, once we, like from tomorrow onwards, most probably, or next week onwards, most probably, tomorrow is weekend, right? So you'll get at least 4 to 5 openings by the time you wake up in the morning. All right. So if you follow our Insta page, you'll get alerts like for at least 4 to 5 openings daily. Okay. So now coming back to this, so I'll go to the next slide. Yeah. So these are some unique features of our training. First one is earn while you learn. I'll come back to that very soon. Just give me a moment, 1 second. Let me explain the unique features of our training. I'll start with unique features of our training. And before that, let me introduce myself. So I'm an MCA graduate and having 18 years of IT experience and 15 years in performance testing and engineering and still learning, of course. So, we'll be a learner forever, right? If you are into IT, we should be, willing to learn forever if you want to pursue a successful IT career. So I started my career with AppLabs Technologies. So if you heard AppLabs Technologies, AppLabs was world's first largest independent software testing company. It was established by someone from our Telugu community. Again, Sesreddy sir. So he's the founder of AppLabs Technologies. And it's I believe that it's worth mentioning because AppLabs has evolved into world's first largest independent software testing company under his leadership. So glad that I got a chance to start my career with AppLabs Technologies. And I worked on all major tools like LoadRunner, WebLoad, Sil Performer in retail, healthcare, banking, and finance domains. I got chance to work on all these domains like retail, healthcare, banking, and finance domains throughout my career. This is throughout my career, of course, right? And after AppLabs, I joined Tech Mahindra, another service-based company. So Tech Mahindra gave me a chance, or I got a chance to work on multiple LoadRunner protocols. Apart from the regular web and web services protocols, I got chance to work on multiple LoadRunner protocols like TrueClient, Java vUser, Citrix, ComDecom, Oracle NCA, Oracle 2-tier, and Oracle Web Apps 11i. So I got, after almost working for 10 years, like I switched to Bank of America in 2015, if I remember correctly. So there I got chance to work on banking domain as well as, I got chance to work on JMeter, Jenkins, Splunk, Introscope, Dynatrace, WebLogic Console, Oracle Enterprise Manager, OEM stands for Oracle Enterprise Manager, AppWatch, and, capacity planning test apart from the regular load and soak test. So I am a certified associate in Splunk and Dynatrace. I did my certification in Splunk and Dynatrace during my uh, stay with Bank of America. JMeter, I got JMeter certification when I was working for InnoMinds. So InnoMinds was my fourth company, which is again a service-based company, right? So Bank of America is a product-based company. So I had worked on. I'm having experience in both service and product-based companies, guys. I hope everyone knows what is the difference between a service-based and a product-based company, right? So Innoments was my next service-based company, and it was one of the top 10 dream companies to work for, and it won this award. Basically, this is one award given for IT companies and National Best Employer brand for 2018 and couple of years. And then I worked for SAP Labs, through Innoments, or I got chance to work for SAP Labs, a reputed ERP product-based organization, as a principal performance engineer. So later on, I worked for State Street, a product-based company, financial services product-based company. And then after State Street, I worked for Qualizil India LLP as a performance test architect for 1+ year. And my last organization was Axway India Private Limited, which is another product-based company. So basically, Axway Amplify is an integration platform, guys, like MuleSoft or Dell Boomi. So wonderful product-based company, and it is a cloud-native application and zero coding integration platform, right? So Dell Boomi and MuleSoft involve some coding, it seems. However, Axway Amplify is a integration platform, and it is developed as a zero coding application, right? It's a zero coding application, or it is a product. Axway India is a product based company. I worked there as a principal quality engineer over there. All right. So this is briefly about me. So I'll skip this trainer true introduction. So we have by the way, Sham is our LoadRunner trainer. So he's giving or he's providing LoadRunner and Dynatrace training in the morning batch. As someone asked about LoadRunner as well, let me explain briefly. Okay, so Sham is a BTech graduate and having 18+ years IT experience overall, and completely into performance testing and engineering. And he was my ex-colleague in AppLabs Technologies, and later on, we also worked for Tech Mahindra together. So currently, he's working for a product-based company, and he's also having similar to me, like he's also having 18 years experience and 5 years of training experience, both online and classroom. Okay, so Sham will be taking like LoadRunner and Dynatrace training, guys, for your information. All right. So hi, Saujanya, able to hear me? Saujanya, able to hear me? Can you please confirm?
Yes, Pavan.
Okay.
I'm able to hear you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, just want to confirm that, like you are able to hear us. All right.
Yeah.
So now coming to, after this trainer introduction, so let me explain, by the way, we also started, automation training last year in 2024. We started this performance testing training in 2018, guys. Okay. So I'm having around 6 years of, training experience. So let me quickly show you. In the end of 2018, actually, like I had started, these trainings, performance testing training, basically. You can see here, I started this in 2018. Okay. And we recently completed 6 years. And, you can see that over here on my Insta page, right? So, yeah, 1 second, guys. Now, let me explain unique features of our training, guys. So I'll go to slideshow mode, and so we are providing this, like performance testing training from 6 years. And last year we started automation testing training as well. We have separate trainers for that. So I just want to show you my YouTube channel. Those who did not subscribe to my YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on all notifications, guys. So as you see here, this is our YouTube channel, Performance Automation Testing Live Training, as of now. So, we started automation testing training like last year, and the trainer name is Rahul for that, for automation testing training. Where, he is providing training on Selenium with Java, and we are also starting Tosca training as well very soon. Okay. So, however, we are specialized in performance testing training. We are focusing more on performance testing training, as that is my core skill set. Okay. So now coming back to this unique features of our training. So we are providing training on enterprise Java applications, not just web tools and Blaze demo. Okay. So most of the training institutes or trainers are providing, web tools and Blaze demo. Most of the trainers, however, we are also covering those applications, but we are giving training on some additional applications. Let me quickly show you what all applications we are covering in the training days. So we are covering some enterprise Java applications like, let me quickly show you that. So we had updated the course contents are, the applications, demo applications on which we are covering the training. So we start with demo applications like any other trainer or any training institute. We start with demo applications. And I am going to cover 4 demo applications and 1 real-time application. It's 1 real-time application with LoadRunner and 1 real-time application with JMeter. So this is the real-time application that I am going to cover. And then, Konakat is another enterprise Java application. So we are going to discuss, MySQL concepts and database tools also, and a script portability also, on this application, on this Konakat application, Konakat and AOS application. So I'm going to cover, API testing extensively on AOS application, guys. So these are, enterprise Java applications. Even though they are demo applications, these are enterprise Java applications. And again, so I'm going to cover scripting on 1 real-time application with LoadRunner and 1 real-time application with JMeter, right? So as I mentioned here, so this is 1 real-time application that I am covering scripting. We are also having one, recorded session on this. So if anyone is interested to see that, I can share that. I can provide access to that. So before, we start. Anyways, like it will take at least 15 days to start scripting. So if anyone is interested to see that, so I'll provide access to that, Asmara application, which is a real-time application. And now daily we'll have, assessment for the first 5 to 10 minutes. So, or else, if there are no concepts to do as assessment, we'll discuss some aptitude questions. Basically, so most of the companies are conducting aptitude test even for experienced guys also. So for that matter, like I am compiling different companies' information as you see here, guys. So I'm collecting different companies, IT companies' information. So who all conduct, like this aptitude test, scripting test, coding test, etc. As you see here, right? So I'm collecting all this and compiling all this information. So very recently I had started this. So still there are, I know there are some blanks. So, but we want to make sure that we provide our, we provide you correct and genuine information or correct information, right? So as you see here, like I had arranged in alphabetical order, and we had already collected around 300 plus companies information, right? Along with their, like ambition, like a Glassdoor rating and ambition box rating. All right. So that will help you, like, whether it is a service based company or a product based company, and, what are the ratings of that company in Glassdoor and ambition box, and then base locations, and, like what is the company level. So I'm collecting all this information. I had recently started collecting this information, and which company accepts career break, right? And what is the interview complexity in those organizations, and which companies conduct aptitude test, right? See, for example, so there are few companies which conduct aptitude test even for experienced guys also. For example, Global Logic, right? So Global Logic, conducts, and this is another product based company which conducts, like aptitude test even for experienced guys as well, right? So we are having some colleagues who are working over there. So we are collecting that information from them, and I'm comparing all that information, like what is the head count of each company and all, and whether they conduct, PF history check, right? Some people are facing this, issue with dual employment and PF overlap, isn't it? So that's why, we are collecting information whether, like which companies, what all companies are conducting PF history check, and which companies conduct BGC, and which companies doesn't conduct BGC. So you have some companies which doesn't conduct BGC. For example, EY, right? EY is one organization, which does not conduct, like BGC, right? Okay, so we are collecting this information for your, advantage, or, for your benefit, for benefit of our students. And I'll be sharing this to our students only, of course. And, like we also, we will also integrate this information into our website, so that, I like, we are planning something which is, to make learning fun and frolic and more, like enjoyable. So I'll provide those details soon. Now coming back to this unique features, yeah. So daily we'll, this will be the breakup for 1.5 hour session. So first 10 minutes will be for aptitude or assessment, and then next 50 to 60 minutes will be for scripting, theory or scripting sessions daily. The last 10 minutes will be for Q&A session and doubt clarification. And we made scripting simplified and easy to understand, right? Even for non-computers guys. And that's why, that's how like around 1,000+ students took training in the only in performance testing from MGMITtraining from me. And around like we had 700+ success stories. Around 700+ students cracked interviews on their own, and they were able to do their job without any job support on their own guys. So that is the biggest achievement that we had so far. So, and we are that, and that's the reason, like only with performance testing training we are able to achieve 13,000 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Just with one course, we are able to, that too, like performance testing, like uh, so achieving this 13,000 subscribers with just performance testing is a uphill task. Right now, the last 10 minutes of the session will be dedicated for Q&A session and doubt clarification. And then most of the scripts that we cover in the training will be from different companies' interviews, right? And we update these, scripting scenarios every year, or every now and then we update this. So you can see here that, this is 2024 version. So if you feel that any other companies are giving some other application, we will add those, and I will update that sheet, and I will, update the course contents as well. And scripting hands-on mandatory for every participant. This is one unique feature of our, training institute. Let me quickly show you. So scripting hands-on mandatory for every participant. So every participant should work on the script and share it to me for review like this. Let me quickly show you. We have a dedicated mail ID for that. Initially, you will be asked to share the script to this mail ID, and later on, once you are accustomed with the scripting and all, once you are comfortable with scripting, so I will share, like GitHub, we'll create a GitHub repository, and you are supposed to share the scripts, upload the scripts to GitHub repository, right? Once I cover that GitHub, right? After 1 month into the training, I will be covering GitHub concepts, how to create a repo, and how to upload the scripts. So from there on, you are supposed to upload the scripts to that GitHub repository. Clear, guys? So but it is mandatory for every participant. Everyone should share the script for review. Those who are working, you should, submit the scripts by weekend. There are no exemptions or no excuses even for work. Those guys who are working, right? So 50% of the guys will be working. 50% of the batch students or participants will be working guys. So, there is no exemption for them as well. They have to submit the script by weekend guys. So if you are ready for that only, then only I will be adding you to the Google Classroom guys. Okay. So if you are not willing to share the scripts for review, please, please don't let me, or add me, don't let me add you to that Google Classroom. But if you want to receive the assignments, you are supposed to work on the scripts. And once we receive the scripts, let me quickly show you. We are going to download each and every one script and review like this. Let me quickly show you that. So let me open one of the current batch. As you can see here, so I create folders for each of the participant like this. And I'll download the scripts, and I'll review those scripts, and I'm going to provide the review comments like this. Again, let me show you one of the previous batch tracker sheet. So we haven't started scripting here. Let me go to October batch. So the reason behind this exercise is, you'll understand. You'll see, like if you see how many mistakes people do, then you'll understand, right? So if you observe here, the I'll review the scripts and provide the review comments like this in red color. So these are all mistakes. The ones that are highlighted in red are the mistakes that people are doing, right? So it's mandatory for everyone to share the scripts for review if you want to get added to the Google Classroom. So if you don't want script review, I cannot add you to the Google Classroom. Is it clear, guys, everyone?
Yes.
Right. You can still join the training, but like I'm not going to share the script, that assignments, if you are not willing to share the scripts for review. Okay. So, and then, yeah. So most of our students are JMeter Pro certified. Okay. And like if you are having anyone is having some people who are from manual testing background, you may be having ISTQB foundation level certification. So if you are certified in ISTQB foundation level, you can also try for ISTQB performance testing certification. In the year 2023, ISTQB has brought up this performance testing certification for performance testing certification. Clear, guys? So, however, there is a prerequisite. So, if you want to attempt a ISTQB performance testing certification, first we need to clear ISTQB foundation level. And for that foundation level, we should be very strong in functional testing. Clear, guys? So we should be very strong in functional testing. So that is the prerequisite. So if anyone is having ISTQB foundation level, you can attempt that that performance testing certification also from ISTQB. That is optional. That is why that is optional. So however, JMeter Pro certification is mandatory for everyone. So more than 80% of our participants, batch students, are certified in from BlazeMeter University. This JMeter Pro certification is from BlazeMeter University, and more than 80% are certified already. Right. So now, what are the different protocols that we cover in the training? First one is web protocol. We'll focus more on web protocol. So we'll spend at least 1 month on scripting, web protocol scripting, and then 1 week on web services and API testing. Okay. So 1 month alone on web protocol scripting, and then 1 week on web services and API testing, right? Either it is LoadRunner or JMeter. These are the protocols that we are going to cover, and hands-on training on scripting with real-time examples and 15 scripts given in scripting tests of various company interviews. So altogether, I am going to cover 15 scripts with each with LoadRunner and 15 scripts with JMeter, guys, by the way. So we are running LoadRunner and JMeter training as separate batches. So I will be covering 15 scripts with JMeter and 15 scripts with LoadRunner. And overall 5 sample applications and 1 real-time application with LoadRunner and 1 real-time application with JMeter. So altogether, those who join both the tools, LoadRunner and JMeter, so we will cover scripting on 2 real-time applications altogether. 5 demo applications and 2 real-time applications. Right? So that you will come across different types of challenges in the training itself. And that is the reason, so one unique feature, that so basically this scripting hands-on and like covering 5 different demo applications and 2 real-time applications is the main reason why our we had 700 plus success stories, right, from 2018 onwards. Okay, so of course I started that from 2018 onwards we had almost 700 plus success stories. Means 700 plus students got cracked interviews on their own, most of them face to face, and they were able to crack interview on their own and able to survive without any job support as well, right? So regarding that, duration will be 2 to 3 months. For freshers it will be 2 months. For experienced guys it will be 3 months. And training will be from Monday to Friday mandatory and Saturday optional. So basically Saturday we dedicate Saturdays for script review and any doubt clarification. Okay, and again that is optional. Saturday sessions are optional. So, if I have some any other important urgent work, I may be skipping the Saturday session. That's why I mentioned Saturday as optional session. If at all we have a session on Saturday, it will be script review session. It will be dedicated for script review. Okay. So we started, this mobile performance testing also from April batch onwards. April 2024 batch onwards, I had started covering mobile performance testing. And we are leveraging certain digital platforms for this training, assignments, and assessments. So basically, I am conducting these weekly assessments through one digital platform, online website, and assignments through Google Classroom. I will be sharing assignments through Google Classroom, and you are supposed to share the scripts to GitHub, right? Once we complete 1 month, I will be covering. We'll start using GitHub, and every participant should upload the scripts to GitHub. Okay, and then we'll be conducting weekly and monthly assessments. And once you attempt the test, let me quickly show you. So once you attempt that, online participants will have a online test. Offline participants, we are let me show you, there will be a hard copy of the exam of the assessment paper, right? So which they need to attempt that in front of me in the classroom. That is about offline participants. For online participants, I will be sharing online test, and once you complete the test, you will see the result for yourself once you submit the test. Basically, it will be 15 minutes duration. There will be 15 multiple choice questions. So once you submit the test, you will see the result for yourself. And I will also get an email like this. Let me quickly show you that. Yeah. So once you submit the test, right, you will see the result for yourself. You will see which answer is correct and which one is not. And I will also receive an email like this. Okay. So your student just completed the assessment like this, like, and I will also be able to see the detailed score, like what questions you answered wrong and which one you answered correct, right? So there will be total 15 questions, 15 multiple choice questions to be submitted in 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes is over, test will be auto submitted, will be automatically submitted. So we'll have weekly assessments like this. And once we start scripting, we'll have daily assessments. Okay, daily assignments, almost on a daily basis. Okay. So, and after 1 month, like for those who are attending offline, we are conducting a monthly retention test. Okay. Let me also quickly show that. Yeah. So this is our monthly retention test. MRT means monthly retention test. So every month, we are going to, this is for December. I mean, this is the MRT test for December 2024, conducted in December 2024. So we'll be changing this. We'll be changing these questions basically, right? This is for those who are attending offline. Okay. So like, and then placement assistance is optional. So like, we are providing along with the training, we are providing placement assistance as an optional thing. And this is required, like, most of the people who don't have experience, who are having zero experience, they will be taking this placement assistance. But those who are already working, you don't require any placement assistance, to be honest with you. So there are a lot of openings. Let me now, like, as part of this placement assistance, what all we'll be providing as part of placement assistance, I will be covering soon. But those who are already working, right? So there are a lot of openings. In fact, there is huge resource crunch for performance testing resources. Now let me quickly walk through, give a walkthrough of the current openings on performance testing, guys. So this is the email that I received. This is the Naukri alerts email that I received today, as you can see here. And you can see how many openings are there in Naukri itself. For this is for 3+ years experience only, guys. 3 to 4 years experience or 3 to 5 years experience. So let us have a quick walkthrough of those openings. So here you can see these are openings in Alp Consulting for 3 to 7 years for Bangalore location, right? And if you see the JD, mostly they will be asking both LoadRunner and JMeter. Okay. If you see any performance testing JD, they will be mostly asking JMeter and LoadRunner. So of course, this is for only JMeter. Mandatory skill is only JMeter for this. And now resource need to be ready for face-to-face interviews, right? So most of the companies are conducting at least one face-to-face round, right? So gone are the days where people used to manage it with proxy and lip sync and all those. So we strictly even during COVID time also we did not encourage those those stupid things like those proxy and the backdoor and all this. So, and like as I mentioned before, like our guys were able to, like, around 700 plus people are able to go for face-to-face interviews and crack interviews on their own. I repeat it again. I can proudly say that that our guys are able to crack face-to-face interviews as well. Face-to-face interviews also, right? And then like, let me show you a couple of other openings, guys. Again for Bangalore location, 5 to 7 years. Of course, this is for 5 to 7 years of experience. And I just want to help you understand, what will be the skill set that most of the companies will be asking. So apart from performance testing, they are also expecting database skills here. So we cover these, database. Let me quickly show you. We start with CRUD operations. And like I will cover some database tools as well in the training. Okay. We start with basic SQL queries and what is transaction, what is a commit, rollback, and all these concepts. So basic concepts basically. Okay, so we are covering those database concepts as well in the training. And then 3 to 10 years of experience for Infosys. Okay, and you can, yeah, here you can see they're expecting both LoadRunner and JMeter. Most of the companies ask both LoadRunner and JMeter. So as LoadRunner is a license tool, and they'll expect one license tool and one open source tool. Mostly, most of the companies, more than 90% of the companies. You can see here JMeter, LoadRunner, and or Gatling. LoadRunner or Gatling. Clear, guys? So let me quickly take you through some more openings. And for the past 3 to 4 years, most of the people are joining JMeter alone. And in fact, there is huge resource crunch in LoadRunner tool. Companies are unable to find LoadRunner resources, particularly in this experience band of 3 to 5 years. Got it, guys? Because most of the people are from most of the people are focusing only on JMeter, and it caused a huge resource crunch in LoadRunner for LoadRunner professionals, right? But if you see some companies in like Deloitte, they use only LoadRunner, right? They are facing huge resource crunch in this particular experience band of 3 to 5 years. Clear this. So that's why I suggest those who want to keep or those who are attending with 3 years experience, you have to learn both LoadRunner and you should be strong in both LoadRunner and JMeter. Right? So you can understand, and by this, you can understand like how much requirement is there for performance testing, guys. Okay. So even though it is like beginning of Jan, we have these many openings just in the beginning of January itself, right? So usually we'll have this recruitment freezing period from December 20th to till Pongal usually every year, right? So however, you can still see like how many openings are there for performance testing. Ash Technologies, Chennai or Pune, right? They are also having some openings for 3 to 7 years of experience, right? I'll take a pause here, guys. Any queries? And when you have around 10 openings over here in Naukri, you'll have 3 to 4 times of openings in LinkedIn. Agree with me? Most of the companies are conducting, are doing that, headhunting or resource hunting through LinkedIn mostly, right? So you'll have 3 to 4 times of these openings in LinkedIn, right? So please follow our Insta page, if you don't want to miss any of those openings, because I'm having around 4,000 plus connections, and I'll be like I'm frequently or regularly posting openings from LinkedIn. I'm collecting openings from different sources, as you can see here. These are from LinkedIn, I believe, right? So and we'll be posting on our Insta page, guys. Okay. So if we get any referral openings, I'll be sharing it in our batch WhatsApp group only. Okay, these are bulk openings, guys. These are bulk openings. This is regarding Cognizant recruitment drive that was conducted last month. Two of our, classroom participants attended, and both two of them got selected. And like they are getting onboarded next week. Okay, so like we are collecting openings from different sources. You can see here, Quintel is having huge resource crunch, mostly on LoadRunner. Their main requirement is on LoadRunner. Quintelly for client Deloitte. Clear, guys? Deloitte is facing huge resource crunch, for LoadRunner resources. I'll take a pause here, guys. Any queries? So not only performance testing, we are posting some ETL testing, automation testing openings as well, and freshers opening as well, as you see here. And by the way, this is our Amirpet classroom, guys. It is located quite adjacent to Amirpet metro station. So it is a 40-seater classroom, spacious classroom, and a new premises or new building located in Vasvi MPM Grand, by the way. Okay, so our classroom training is located in Vasvi MPM Grand, quite adjacent to Amirpet metro station. All right, guys. Now let me go back to the placement assistance. Now let me let me go back to the placement assistance section. Yeah. Now coming to placement assistance, like as part of placement assistance, we are going to provide 3 to 4. We are providing uh, training on 3 to 4 real-time projects in the classroom. So online, for online participants, I am covering some online applications only from scripting perspective. Because real-time applications, I cannot share it online, or I cannot cover them online. So, but I'm covering scripting part for online and offline, both online and offline participants. And for as part of this placement assurance, by the way, there will be an extra fees for this. As part of this placement assurance, we'll be helping in resume preparation and we'll be providing referral openings. And then we are conducting 5 mock interviews. This is for both online and offline. This is, mock interviews are free for anyone. Whether you opt for placement assurance or not, we can conduct mock interviews after the training. And we strongly suggest you to attempt at least 5 mock interviews because first mock interview will be taken by myself and then the next 4 mock interviews will be by third party. That means I am conducting these mock interviews, third party mock interviews, with help of my friends who are working in both service based and product based companies, right? 2 mock interviews by friends working in service based companies and 2 mock interviews by my friends who are working for product based companies. So the idea is, I know what I will be covering in the training, right? So obviously, like, I may not be going out of the concepts that I covered in the training. So you'll get to know, like, how much you are prepared or how much you are job ready with the help of those third party mock interviews. Clear, guys? So because they don't know what I cover in the training, they don't know what all concepts I cover in the training. They will be, conducting interviews, mock interviews in their own way, right? So thereby you'll understand, how well or how ready you are for the for onboarding or for doing your job. Clear, guys? So that's the reason, I strongly suggest you attend, at least 5 mock interviews before attempting the real interviews, right? And one last unique feature of our training is earn while you learn program. This is for classroom participants. For online participants also, we have something called, learn and earn. So this is for offline participants. First one is for offline participants, guys. This earn while you learn. Okay. And this is for both online and offline participants, learn and earn. Okay. So, under this earn while you learn program, we are helping our classroom participants to earn more than the fees that they pay to us. Around, we started this from the past 3 batches. We are implementing this from past 3 batches. There are around 10 people who earned more than the fees that they paid to us as a training fees. Clear, guys? So that is a zero risk and very short short programs that we are conducting. We are providing those opportunities in which they can make 10 to 15,000 in just 1 week. Okay, under this earn while you learn program. And for online participants, so I cannot disclose more details about this, but for online participants and offline participants, we have something called learn and earn. And now under this program, what we are doing is we are providing some job support works to our students, as simple as that. Okay, so you learn scripting or you learn performance testing, and we will provide you some job support works. We will give you leads and you make some money from them if you are interested to pursue those opportunities. So this is learn and earn program. So we have 2 programs. First one is earn while you learn. This is for only for classroom participants, and this is for both offline and online participants. I'll take a pause here, guys. Any queries?
Hi, Pawan. A couple of questions.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So first question is about the JMeter Pro certification. So you said that ISTQB Foundation is the primary certification we require to get the certification of any JMeter or LoadRunner.
No. So JMeter has some, there are some ways to, get JMeter certification free of cost, absolutely free of cost, by the way.
Okay.
I had missed to mention that. So, you can do JMeter Pro certification absolutely free of cost. Okay, without paying any fees. But ISTQB involves, some 8 to 10,000 of fees. Okay. Important thing is, like, if you want to attempt ISTQB performance testing certification exam, you should have that ISTQB foundation level cleared already, which requires, functional testing, strong functional testing experience. So that's why I had mentioned it as optional. This is optional, but this everyone can do. Everyone who took training and practice well, they are clearing those certification.
And thank you. And the second question is for the performance testing, have they asked coding like a programming knowledge like
Very few
Java and all?
companies, insist on coding knowledge. Very few companies. Okay,
Okay.
like for example, Salesforce and
Mhm.
ServiceNow. Those are paymasters, right? So obviously, let me go to that sheet. If you see here, there are very few companies who conduct, coding test or, let me go there. Okay. So if you see here, let me see that, go to that, scripting coding test column. Right. So if you see here, you'll see most of the cells as no only. Okay. However, there are few companies which conduct, coding test. For example, which company is this? Global Logic. Global
Okay.
Logic conduct, coding test. Okay. Even for testing guys. Right. And
Okay.
Salesforce, ServiceNow. Right. So they are, of course, they are paymasters, and Visa, for example, they conduct something called hackathon, coding hackathon or something. Visa conducts that. Right. So, Microsoft also conducts coding test. Even though you are at you you apply for performance testing career with them, they will conduct, coding test. But the list is very small, right?
Okay. Fine.
Few
Fine.
companies conduct scripting test also. Very few companies. I can say like 10% of the companies conduct scripting test. Okay. See, for example, we have some yes here. What are those companies? Let me quickly show you. Copper Software, it seems. Recently, one of my I had a chance to talk to my ex-manager, one of my ex-managers, who is working for that Copper Software. He told that there will be scripting test there. You got it.
Yeah.
So, however, there are very few companies which conduct that scripting test. Okay. So that's why like we just want to give a so if you are attending that company's interview, like for example, Deloitte, right? Or Frugal Testing. There is a startup company called Frugal Testing. They conduct scripting test. Okay, they conduct aptitude test as well, right? You see both S and S here for both aptitude and scripting test. So a handful of companies only conduct coding test and scripting test.
Okay, fine. The
Very
last
few
one is
companies I can say. Yes.
yeah, and the last one is suppose we want to work on the real-time project by attending offline. So is there any provision or are you willing to allow us for the offline? Because you know that I lived in Pune, right? So, but suppose I actually work on the real-time projects by hands-on the training.
Yes. So
So
as I
can
mentioned, I will be covering scripting on real-time applications for online participants. But we
okay,
cannot provide for online, we cannot provide, end-to-end, or we cannot show basically so I'm doing some freelancing projects. Okay. That is
mhm,
how I am able to provide training on real-time applications. But, I cannot provide them online because, actually, like we sign an NDA with the companies,
okay.
non-disclosure agreement with the companies. So I
Mhm.
cannot provide that online.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah, I
offline, those who
understand.
are coming offline, I can provide those end to end. I can give hands-on experience on end to end of the project.
Yeah, so suppose so for some days I shifted to Hyderabad and by
Yeah,
attending
if you can
offline
come,
class. So
so yeah, I got it. So I'll be conducting those, real-time projects training on Saturdays mostly. So
okay,
if you can make for it, few people attended, from Bangalore and Vijayawada, they came to Hyderabad and, they attended some 4 to 5 sessions on real-time projects and they got very good offers. Okay.
that will work.
I
Okay.
still remember, Naeem is one student like who came for, that real-time projects training from Vijayawada, and Samira from Bangalore. She attended like 4 weekends. She came from Bangalore. She came from Bangalore, attended, 4 weekends, and then she got an offer, excellent offer from Emphasis. Okay. So if you are willing to come on weekends, yes, we can provide that, but that will be
Yeah,
part of the placement assistance.
yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other queries? Thanks for asking that. Any other queries, guys?
And Pawan, daily you are recording this trainings, right? So will we are eligible to see that?
Yeah, I will be sharing the recorded sessions of every session.
Okay, Pawan.
Pawan, you are providing some opening posts in Instagram, but if you give reference for only the training students?
Yes. See, whatever I am sharing on Instagram are bulk openings.
Okay.
Okay. For example, there is a walk-in drive,
Okay.
right? So that I post on Insta page. But if there are some referral openings, I post it in our WhatsApp group only. We usually share it in our WhatsApp group to our students only.
Okay.
And those who are opting for placement assistance, they only will get those.
Okay. You
Any
provide
other queries?
any classroom notes materials or like that?
Yes. So let me show you that. So this is the training PPT. Okay. So, one second. So, I'll be sharing all this training content through a Word document in the form of a Word document. And class notes document, let me show you. There will be class notes document, running notes document as well as training material will be provided. So you can see here, this is on performance testing fundamentals and this is on JMeter, right? This is on LoadRunner. So this training content will be provided like this. And, this is performance testing fundamentals document with index and also you can go through this. You can, I'll share this once you pay the fees and confirm your joining. I'll be sharing this training content.
Okay.
Pawan, one question. So, in terms of the JMeter coverage, will you cover see, there was a requirement for me in terms of Kubernetes integrated with the JMeter, and then try to do the performance testing in that. Have you come across, or are you going to give some insights in that, or?
Yes. So we'll have only 1 or 2 sessions on that, not more than that. But I cover Kubernetes as well. Let me quickly show you that. So what I'll cover, as part of that, that Kubernetes. Let me quickly show you that. So I cover Docker and Kubernetes concepts and some important Kubernetes commands that I used in my projects. Okay. So some important commands also. I have some important. 1 second. I think this is not the updated slide. 1 second. So I had listed out, all the important commands that I had used in my experience, when we are executing any test, and we use some important metrics. We measure some important metrics and we use some important Kubernetes commands. So I'll cover all this. In which scenario you are going to, we come across this and what is the purpose of each of those commands.
Okay, one question is, will the JMeter get integrated into that Kubernetes uh, pod and all those things, or will it be you are going to have a separate machine
See,
for that?
okay, yeah, I got it. So see, there is nothing like JMeter integration with Kubernetes. You will be executing test with JMeter or LoadRunner, and you will be doing this monitoring part on Kubernetes using, if your application is uh, developed using microservices architecture and it is following Kubernetes, right? Then you need to monitor those pods and all nodes and pods by using those Kubernetes commands.
Okay.
So your JMeter will be used for only your performance testing to carry out your performance testing. So at the same time, you will require to use some Kubernetes commands to monitor that in your server stack.
Okay. Yeah, but monitoring, there will be separate tools, right? So, so that means because see, the application resides within the I don't know, I am going into deep, but sorry, the application resides within the Kubernetes pods,
Right.
and then we are trying to inject the load onto that pods and see how well they are coping up, and if
Correct.
there is any case of failures, so it will
Right. If
be.
there is any pod crashing, how much time it is taking to spin off a new pod, right?
Correct,
So for
correct.
that, we need to use some Kubernetes commands, like how much time, how many pods are currently running, how much CPU and memory resource utilization is there being, used by those Kubernetes pods, right? and if at all any pod fails, and how much time it is taking to spin off a new pod. So for those concepts, we use those Kubernetes commands.
Okay.
You may be
But
having
that
some,
is
like
covered as
you may be having like see, for example, if your application is hosted on AWS, you have something called AWS CloudWatch, right? But that will not show you, or AWS CloudWatch, you cannot monitor like how much time is pod is taking to spin off, right? Or how many pods are currently running, what are the different, if at all a pod crashes, like what is the reason for that failure, right? So you can't monitor all those in CloudWatch or any other those monitoring tools. Again, you need to use some Kubernetes commands to monitor that.
okay.
So that where those Kubernetes commands comes into picture.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked on that. I know I had used those Kubernetes commands in quite some projects, few projects. So I'll be like, I'll be able to impart that, whatever required for a performance engineer, I'll be able to cover that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other queries, guys? So before we close the session for today. Hey, by the way, I'll be starting with, computer fundamentals, because we have some freshers as well. In every batch, we'll have some freshers and some, people from other background, other, IT background, right? So the first 10 sessions will be for performance testing fundamentals, right? And once those concepts are completed, mostly after Pongal, I will be starting JMeter scripting. Okay.
Okay,
But
Pawan.
please don't miss these sessions as well. Please don't miss these sessions. So these are the concepts that I will be covering as part of performance testing fundamentals, for example. So like performance testing lifecycle and requirement gathering, and performance test plan and its components, CRUD operations, HTTP basics, right? And CDN and how CDN works, and application architecture diagram, right? What is the importance of performance testing, laws, goals of performance testing, and what is response time, hits per second, throughput. These are all fundamentals that I will be covering in the first 10 to 15 sessions. Okay. So once all these fundamental concepts are completed, then I will be starting scripting. I'll be starting scripting only after 10 to 15 sessions, or 15 hours mostly. Okay. So that like
Okay,
once you are comfortable with all these basics, then scripting will be very easy for you. And
Okay,
in the
Pawan.
last session of this performance testing fundamentals, I'll explain what are the different performance testing tools in the market, what are the different monitoring tools, log mining tools, and APM tools, and then I'm going to start scripting after 15 hours of the training. So this is the schedule in every batch, or this is how the course goes.
Okay,
Any
Pawan.
other queries, guys, before we close today's session?
Last one. So in terms of using the JMeter, we
Mhm.
require. Is it required Java knowledge, or is there any
Yeah,
if
thanks for
we
asking
are
that. Yes. Yes. So thanks for asking that. So yes, you require some basic Java knowledge. That doesn't mean that you require coding. You should be strong in Java coding. There are some Java concepts, that will be covered. And see, if you observe here in the course content document, I had mentioned it here. So these concepts are optional for freshers, but mandatory for experienced guys. What are those concepts? Java basics, like what is JDK, what is JRE, garbage collection, what is garbage collection, what are the different GC algorithms, right? JVisual VM is one monitoring tool, and then Jenkins CI/CD framework with Jenkins. Someone from your batch asked for Jenkins, like I am, today morning, whether Jenkins will be covered. Yes. So we will cover that CI/CD framework with Jenkins, and execution and report in BlazeMeter, and JMeter integration with InfluxDB, Grafana, Telegraph. So these concepts, which are highlighted in a different color, these will be mandatory for experienced guys, but optional for freshers. Okay. So these will be covered in the last 1 week. Last 1 week or 10 days, these concepts will be covered. All right. So, you don't require Java strong, you don't require strong Java coding. You need not know all those, OOPS concepts and all those. But like you require some Java basic concepts like what is Java heap architecture? What is meant by Java heap? What is its architecture? What are the different, what is garbage collection and what are the different GC algorithms? These kind of concepts are required. And some I'll explain some use cases or, some Java performance issues, which you can, like which are most likely to encounter in your projects and how to fix them. So that will be covered in the last 10 days. So I had shared this course content document already. So again, I'll be sharing it in the WhatsApp group. So for every batch, we have one WhatsApp group, guys. So this would be our batch WhatsApp group, Jan 2025, JMeter LR Dynatrace evening batch. Again, I repeat, like LoadRunner will be separate batch. So I will not be covering in this evening batch. It will be mostly in the morning timings. Okay. And that will run as a separate batch. Clear this. And I had shared the course content document. If anyone did not receive it, please let me know. I'll share it. I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay. And those who paid fees and confirmed their joining, please make sure that you are added to the WhatsApp group. And all communication and collaboration should happen in this WhatsApp group only. For example, if you have any queries or something, any subject related any subject related messages should be communicated in the WhatsApp group only, by the way. Any other queries, guys, before we close today's session? Please save my WhatsApp number and follow our Insta page and subscribe and turn on all notifications to my YouTube channel. So we are once in a while we are doing some free trainings as well. Okay. For example, last month we did one free training on GitHub, purely on GitHub, right? So this is a free training. This is a absolutely free training that we had conducted.
live project and engine.
Okay.
Hi,
So
Pawan
yeah.
sir. Any morning batches for JMeter, BlazeMeter? Actually, I stay in US and this is my office hour.
Okay. Okay. We can adjust these timings, by 1 hour, by 7. Yeah, I mean, we can start by 7:30 and try to close by 8:30. That I can do, but we don't have an early morning batch, IST batch for JMeter. We have only LoadRunner batches. We are having one JMeter batch, but the timings are 10 to 11 a.m. IST. Again, I think that will be late night for you, right? So let me quickly show you that,
So,
like we are having one,
no,
one
late
morning
night
batch.
means,
What is it?
yeah, late night hour is okay for me.
If late night is also okay for you, we have these timings. But this batch is in the middle actually. I mean, only 65 hours of training is completed. By the way, the entire training duration will be 80 to 100 hours, guys. Okay. So once this batch is completed, we'll be starting next batch in Feb. In these timings, during these timings. Okay. So this batch will be completed by this month end only. This batch can be completed by this month end only. This was started in October and this batch will be completed by end of Jan. Okay. So, we started, the reporting part, executions and reporting part was started recently. So once we complete this batch, then I will be able to start, a morning batch in this time, 9:30 to 11 a.m. IST.
Okay.
All
So,
right, guys, if you
okay,
still have any queries, we can connect one-on-one. It's already 9:30. Let's wrap up for today. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
update the batch tracker sheet, like
okay, sure.
8 to 9:30. All right, guys. Thanks for joining with such a short notice. We'll have more participants from tomorrow onwards. As it is quite a short notice, we have only 6 people today. All right. So
Yeah.
good night, guys. This is Pawan from MGMITraining, IT training, signing off. Good night.
Thank
Thank you.